Evening, everybody. How are we all? Only a few days left of the window. Another one's bit the dust, unfortunately. Savinio, he's gone as well. Gone by the wayside, by the sound of it. That's not happening. Cheer up, everyone. We love our Tottenham. Jesus. End the stream, Mark. Oh, so no, not really.
No.
Not really.
No.
We're here. Don't end the stream, Mark. We're here.
Yeah.
The lads are here. The two Marks, pure coids. Lads down the lane. We will discuss Mr. Levy, Tottenham Hotspur, who's coming, who's not, and everything else. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Knowledge, Mark, how are you? How are you, chaps?
All's good, mate.
Good. All's good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah.
Another
day of absolutely nothing. I wasted the whole afternoon virtually watching Sky Sports News for absolutely nothing. I don't think they even mentioned Tottenham, to be honest.
No. Oh dear.
They were more going on about the Carabao Cup games that's on tonight. Man United in Grimsby and all that.
I was going to say that big game United are in tonight.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Could be in trouble up there tonight if the old Grimsby gets stuck in. It shouldn't be, but you know what I mean, though.
Nice, isn't it?
Hard work, some of them away games, aren't they? We know all about them, don't we? The old Tamworths and all that.
Yeah, we've lost many. Who did we lose to? Somewhere over there, wasn't it? On the East Coast somewhere. Years ago,
yeah.
So many. Colchester, we lost to, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
remember that.
Yeah.
Well, that was wrong, that, wasn't it? That was that was. There's been a few, isn't there, over the time?
Mm-hmm.
There's been a few, but yeah.
It was only a couple of years ago. Was it someone like Sheffield Wednesday or United or something? No, who was it?
I don't know.
Middlesbrough or something.
Yeah, I can't even remember yesterday.
It was Sheffield United as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was FA Cup, wasn't it?
Norwich as well. That was at the Lane as well, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, Norwich at the Lane.
Yeah,
after extra time, wasn't it?
Yeah, penalties, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shocking.
Oh, my word. What are we doing here? Anyway, we're flying. We're second in the league. But we know when it comes to 2 games a week, I think everybody knows that unless the people upstairs can pull a bit of magic from somewhere, which they're not very used to, and pull a couple of rabbits out the hat, we could well be in trouble. Even with 2 more, we could be well in trouble. But at least when they're fit, we've got a proper team out there.
We may be second in the league, mate, but if it was done on the transfer window, we'd probably be bottom.
Well, there is that, Mark. There is that.
Struggling against relegation.
Yeah, there is that. I think also this year, especially, well, even if we do make a couple of signings, I think you're going to see a lot of rotation. I really do. I think you're going to see the youngsters in the games that, not the games that don't matter, but the games we should be winning without some of our top players in, not all of them. But I think you'll see that midfield that you saw against Burnley, against lesser teams, and you'll see Paulinia and Bentancur lining up when we're playing big teams away and at home. To be fair,
yeah.
And it's up to them upstairs. They've got to pull their dooflange out of their backside, haven't they? At the end of the day, they can't leave us like this, mate.
No.
They can't leave us like this, lads. What do you think? I know you're going to say hello to everyone in the chat in a minute, Mark. But
I will.
What's your thoughts?
Do you want me to do that now?
You can do, mate. Yeah, you can do. You can chat away, Nige, while Mark's just, we will wait, sort of thing, by all means.
Simon.
Okay.
Simon.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think we will be resting players for certain games we should be winning at home. I expect us to play a lesser side maybe against your Leedses and teams like that, but we can't afford to do that at the weekend. we have to play a full side because Bournemouth are decent. And before the international break, no excuses. Play a full team.
Yeah, Mark, thoughts?
Yeah, you just pray there's no injuries, though, don't you, when it comes to that? Yeah, you do really pray that no one gets injured. Because as soon as we get injuries, we're stuffed, man. Imagine if Polinia or Kudos, or both, worst case scenario, get injured in one game. We're absolutely done for.
Yeah.
We've been saying it. Well, I'm sure it was Sava's show last night. 47 days since, Son left and Maddison got injured. Just do something. It's negligence. Really is. You know what I mean? It's gross negligence if you don't try and help it, mate. But you know what we tried, it's very difficult. Blah, 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 blah. It was always the same, innit? To me, it's so like I said, when we were linked with all these players, I don't really believe a word of it.
This comment here, Mark, sorry to jump in, from Barbaric, right? Now, it was obvious when the Eze deal was being done, Arsenal had put the framework in of a transfer already. It was done. You can call it in principle if you like, but basically they've said, if anyone comes in and matches a release clause, you let us know. We'll be coming in over the top. Right? So when I see a comment like this from Barbaric, which he is absolutely spot on with, by the way, why can't we do the opposite? Find out exactly what Chelsea have offered, find out what Leipzig want, and either go over the top of their offer, make the player an offer he can't resist, and get him out of there. As long as he wants to come, as long as he wants to play for the club.
Does it not feel really childish? I read that comment and I read it on Twitter as well. And when I read it, I thought, how like childish does Spurs look? It's almost like, we've all been kids, yeah. You used to play football with your mates in the park.
Yeah.
And if one of your mates didn't score or someone let in a goal or you had an argument about something, the mate who took the ball, who always brought the football, would storm home with a football.
Yeah.
I feel like Spurs have been a bit like that. It's like, it's my ball and I'm not playing. If Chelsea are in it, we're not playing. It's like, act like a big club and just put the money down.
Yeah.
I just find it incredibly childish.
No, it's not right, is it? No. And we built a new stadium for this that we were promised would allow us to sign, spend money and do this nonsense in it.
I think negligence is a great word, Mark. That word that you used earlier, negligence, gross negligence of the football team, of the actual what goes on the football pitch. Excuse me. I wanna know what Lang's doing.
He's on holiday, isn't he?
Well, I want to know, why is he on holiday? Is he on holiday because no one really cares? We're not buying anyone. We've got what we've got, and that's it. Why announce Paratici to start at the beginning of the month?
Yeah.
Why not say he's in now? Because we all know he's been looking about, and he's still, whether he was official or not, he's been looking for players for Spurs. You know it, and I know it. Everyone knows it. But obviously, he's finding the players, and then Levy's not getting it done, or whoever's up there, he's not getting it done. What's Vinay here for? What's he doing?
Who knows?
What's he doing apart from walking around with red wine or rosé, whatever it is, with our Daniel and the gang?
I'm starting to wonder whether he's a spy.
Yeah, he's a mole or something.
He's a mole from
He
Arsenal.
could be the mole.
Yeah,
that we never knew we had.
Yeah. Anyway, big up Andy. Evening, YouTube member. And Razzle. Big up,
Razzle, big up, Raz.
YouTube member.
We love Raz.
Mario.
Big up, Mario. Mate. Big up, Mario.
Yeah, this sums it up as well.
Yeah.
Another weeks wasted on a target. This time Savio.
Mm.
Yeah, what we were doing. So angry. Yeah, it literally, yeah, it's taking that out of us. And with Simmons, no chance in hell. Yeah, it's a mystery.
Mm.
It's
I've wasted.
The thing is, Mario, I've got to say, Levy's been taking the piss, whether you want to call it directly or indirectly, at all these Spurs fans, all of us, for the last 25 years. And they was true to their word, mate. We're here to make money. And that's why I've never been to the stadium since they took over. It's not because I'm not a Spurs fan. It's because I won't give him my money. I just refuse to give him it. Because if he'd have said, we're here to make money and we're here to make the team better, yeah, fair dues. Everyone who takes businesses over needs to make money. But you've said you're making the team better. So I can get on board with that. But when it was, we're just here to make money, that told me everything. And you have been with your people true to your word. You might have well spent a lot of money on transfers, but the people you've got employed, like scouts and whoever else, and your people upstairs in your boardroom, they're all a pile of shite. You've smoke screened everyone by changing everything. You're smoke screening everyone by going in for these bids and not completing Morgan Gibbs White, Eberici Eze, and so on and so forth. Now Savio's out the window. You know, in my heart, I knew you weren't breaking the transfer record for Savio, even though you should have been, Mr. Levy.
Yeah. There's no excuses anymore, mate.
Taking the piss. You're really taking the piss.
There's no excuses anymore. Now the ground's built. Now all the infrastructure's in. I know we still got to pay the debt back, but they've got it over such good terms with such low interest. It's crazy compared to what the interest rates are now. They had a really good deal on that when they got
2.5% in it or something.
So really ridiculous,
I think
mate.
I vaguely remember him saying in the overlap. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the thing, see. All right, he has bought a business when they come in, but a football club is not a normal business. It's not like running a factory. If you own a business that sort of makes stuff or does something, it's not like that. With a football club, you've got to speculate to accumulate. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
You know, and he just won't. And to charge the highest season ticket prices virtually in the league, we're up there. We're up there with the highest season tickets in the country. And to have that rolled out in front of you all the time is a disgrace. It's like I said earlier on the morning show, mate. It's like going to a Michelin star restaurant and getting a McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
One of them dodgy
$1
cheeseburgers.
Get a bag of shit.
Ooh.
Yeah. Listen, big up, Mark. At the end of the day, the squad's got to be strengthened.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a couple coming back from injury, but we don't know when, January and whenever, if James Maddison plays again this season. And you know that if there's 5 games left at the end of the season, he's going to be nowhere near match fitness. They're going to end up plonking him in and something will go wrong again because they ain't got him back to where he needs to be because it's all a rush job because we haven't bought the players to cover where we're in trouble. We can't even cover where we're in trouble, let alone make the squad better. Yeah. Other positions we're talking about that need help. Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
And I can't believe this 8th richest club now, right, hasn't got the capacity, hasn't got the pound notes, right? And I know everyone says, oh, we're rich, but we haven't got cash. I'm sure if Spurs wanted to go and buy, for argument's sake, let's go to 40 to 50 million pound players, right, to play attacking midfield and left wing. 100 million, right? You ain't telling me we ain't got 100 million to go and get them 2 deals done.
You got to remember, mate, 50 million a player don't get you a lot these days.
Nah.
Anyway,
you know,
is this true? Paratici has a civil case outstanding in Italy.
To be fair, I thought he was all done now, but
Yeah.
Razzle might well be right. Might well be right.
Yeah. Anyway, I believe we got super chat in a minute, mate. So I'm sorry for flicking through these rather quickly. Big up Andy, YouTube member.
Cheers, Andy.
Just
Thanks,
because
mate.
I love watching you.
We love you watching us too, mate.
Yeah.
I know what you look like from when you've been on Sava's members show. So when you put a message in, I can put a name to a face to a name. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I know exactly who you are and what you look like, Andy. And thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah. No. We really do appreciate all this. Yeah, and big yourself up, mate. Not only a super chat, YouTube member as well.
Big up, Andy.
So
thank you very much.
Everything.
Cheers, fella. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Up Milton's in.
Big up, Milton.
Yeah.
Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well.
He must have just got up, I reckon.
Maybe.
No, well, it's morning over there, isn't it?
Yeah. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning, isn't it? Now? Yeah, something like that. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, chaps, what do you think is going to happen in these last 4 or 5 days now? I don't know what it is. 4 days now, isn't it? We're down to, is it? So 4 days and a few hours, whatever it is.
Yeah, something like that.
Are we going to sign a, let me say, half decent player? Are we going to sign that attacking midfielder or that left winger or both? Where do you think we're going with this? Is this the usual, I don't know, El Canusi type, Hayden Hackney type deal coming our way type of thing, if you know what I mean?
Quite possibly. I think we are being linked with absolutely everybody at the moment.
Go on,
Everyone.
Nige.
Twitter is going mad with the players we've been linked with, and I don't see us getting any of them. The only one I actually see us getting is maybe Nathan Ake if we go for him, which I actually think would be a decent signing, but he's not your 10 and he's not your 11. I think we are going to be panicking on the last day, and who knows what we might end up with. It could be quite
some panic buys. Panic buys.
I'm at the point now. I'm at the point now where if I don't laugh, I'll cry. So I'm kind of just laughing about it, and it is what it is. We will get who we get, and I don't know.
I think this may be like Paratici.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Razzle. Yeah.
Oh, it's a criminal. Oh my goodness, what's he been up to over there? For God's sakes.
Who knows? Who really knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. Milan pulled another point in
Paratici because he has the case. Oh my goodness.
Right. Fair dues, Razzle. Thanks for letting us know that, mate. We'll store that bit of information.
Yeah.
Cheers,
so when he starts on when he starts on Monday then?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when he starts on Monday and gets arrested on Tuesday and shipped back to Italy, then that'll be just about right, won't it?
Yeah. I mean, we can throw some names at this for argument's sake. I know you'll get to it in a bit, Mark, the comment, but another name that's been quite, I don't know, readily mentioned, let's say, is Ademola Lookman.
Yeah.
The ex-Everton player, I believe, and comes from South London. So it's a two-way thing. English, counts as English, homegrown. And we're talking about, in the chat, Mario saying, and I've heard between 40 and 50 million would probably get him away and get him to us. What's your thoughts on Ademola Lookman, chaps?
Well, the homegrown bit help us out, won't it? Have we got enough of them at the moment?
We can always do with more,
because we were all struggling for that, weren't we?
Yes.
Because we had to bring some of the youngsters in, didn't we, just to fulfil that?
Yeah, the European squad and the Premier League squads are different, aren't they? You've got to have a certain amount of homegrown in the 20 whatever it is that's named. Yeah.
Yeah, it's slightly different, but Because was it the Euro one, the European one last year or the year before, when we couldn't name all 25 or 24, whatever it was, we could only name like 22
Yeah.
Last year.
because of the loans and the homegrown and all that stuff. It's a
Yeah.
bit complicated,
All
to
that-
be honest.
All that nonsense, as they say.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Lookman. I think he's matured into a really good player. Listen, if we take the Premier League Lookman that played for Leicester, that played for Everton, I would say no. But he's developed into a really good player. He's bulked up. He's a totally different player than what he was in the Premier League. And
I'll tell
he's
you
better than
what.
anything we've got.
I'll tell you what, Nigel. What I can see is, I know we've mentioned before about big man, little man, and having a Solanke and a Richarlison with like maybe a Johnson playing as a second striker. I can imagine Lookman being that bloke as well. Can play sort of in the 10, can play on the wing, but also he can. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Sorry, Mark. Where was I? I've lost my train of thought. Was I talking about Lookman, wasn't I? Yeah, he can play attacking midfield, left wing, but he would also be a candidate. He reminds me a bit of a not finishing wise, but build wise of Jermaine Defoe a little bit.
Just about to say
You know
that,
what I mean? And he
short
seems
back
like
lift as well when he shoots.
Yeah. He's got all that, and he just reminds me of that type of fella that will be ready for those knock-ons, have a touch and bang.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that might be something that's very useful to us, you know, if he can play in 3 sort of different positions. I don't know. I think that's the type of deals that we're looking at the moment. There'll be players that can cover multiple positions as well, you know.
Now, this man here, I don't think he's coming to us.
No, Simon, it's just not happening. No. We ain't paying the money for him. Can you imagine the grief in the dressing room when he's on 300 grand a week and the nearest one's on 205?
Yeah,
it's just never going to happen. Never going to happen, Simon. I'd love it. I'd love to be wrong.
Archer, big up, mate.
Big up, Archer. Hope you're well, mate.
Yeah.
Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. Going back to Andy's point, we'll move on to
just
that.
1 minute. Milton's 5 a.m. Been at work
since 3. Big up. Big up.
That's 2 hours, unless that's 26 hours.
Yeah.
So I take it he means 26.
Yeah.
Unless you started early and you got to do days or so. So I always thought he did nights.
Yeah. I think he starts early and finishes late. He does sort of 12, 14-hour days, doesn't he?
Yeah. It's very similar to the health service over here then.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was you going to say, mate?
I wanted to move on just slightly to Thomas Frank, because to me, Andy's brought the comment up there earlier. He's put, I feel sorry, not for us. It's Frank. It's Frank he feels sorry for, not us. He left a stable club for this shit show of a club. You know, and you know, again, I don't mind reiterating. We've got a coach in that showed us in 3 games what he's capable of.
Mm-hmm.
In all 3 games. Yeah. I don't think you can necessarily blame him directly for the substitutes he had to bring on against PSG, but it doesn't matter. We didn't get beat. It was 2-2 lost on penalties. We didn't get beat in the game. Right? Yeah. Then we've gone Burnley at home. We'll have some of that. He's thought, do you know what? We should be beating these with the kids in. So I'm going to chuck them in.
Mm-hmm.
With no doubt the plan of, if it's all going wrong at half time, I've got some guns I can stick on, and replace them with. So fair dues, he got that right. Then he goes up to City. I don't know many people that said we'd beat City. A few optimistic people, I suppose. I said if we get a draw, well done.
I predicted it, if you remember.
Yeah, what a performance, though, Mark.
Yeah.
What a performance. Absolutely brilliant. Nullified them again, so very little. You know, they had 2 or 3 like half decent chances that they might have put away on another day. But I thought we were superb. And now, to me, it almost looks like Levy's watched, you know, PSG, he's watched Burnley, he's watched Man City, and I just get the feeling he's gone,
No, you don't need nothing.
he don't need nothing. We just crack on with what we've got. We'll be all right. We might lose a few games, but we'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm just going to comment on this. Frank would have known what he's walking into.
Yeah.
You don't know what promises he was made. He was probably made assurances and promises. Was it? Gentlemen's agreements and all that.
Yeah.
We know how that goes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Mark. You never know. We never know what's said, do we?
No.
You know, I'm sure he's been told, don't, if you get asked about this or that or the other, divert the answer or whatever. He seems to have been, to be fair, in his press conferences, when he's asked a question, he seems to give, I know some answers are probably scripted. Do you know what I mean? That he has to give an answer to. But I think for the most, and I don't know what you guys think, I think he's been pretty genuine and he said what he thinks. He seems like he's told them, I want better players. Don't bring me players that are not better than what I've got. You know, so he can improve the squad. I don't think he can make it much clearer than that.
No.
You know, I can't understand why you go and get a manager of the caliber that he's showing that he is. You then agree for all his staff to come in, which is a great move, by the way.
Yeah, I agree with that straight away.
Do you know what I mean? And then you don't back him. You think that giving him Paulinho and Kudos when you've lost Maddison and Kulu is okay. And it's not okay. It is absolute bobbins. And yeah, all right, there's 4 days left. But every minute that goes past, and from now over the next 4 days till that window closes, the price of everyone's going up. You're not getting the player, you're not getting the players in that you want and that you need for the money that you're willing to spend.
And it makes us more desperate, mate.
Of course.
Because in the end, we'll just be scratching around for the scraps. You know what I mean? And it'll be players that you think were, you know.
And for the players, there isn't the players that are left to get. And I know there are players everywhere, but we're in a position where we haven't got time to go scouting all across Europe. That should have been done ages and ages ago. Yeah. So the porter players that are left, we're going to be scrapping with other clubs to get. And like most of us said, most teams aren't going to want to sell because they aren't going to have time to get a replacement in. So, I think we're pretty screwed unless we're going to have to offer a lot of money for players now.
Or it'll be players. Or it'll be players that teams don't really want anyway. You know what I mean? It'll be the teams where they're not bothered if they stay or go, you know? I bet you not one player, if we do sign anybody, that's a big if we sign someone between now and Monday, I wouldn't mind betting that they don't really come in and improve us greatly. You might say,
I think there's one signing, and in a way, I hope I'm right because I think he's decent. I think he'll be a very good squad addition, and there's streams going on tonight up in Manchester, especially United fans about, and we have been linked with him, Kobe Mainoo. There's streams going on as we speak because I was watching them before I came on, and they think he's God. And these are big channels talking about this as well, not little ones like us, big channels.
This is just it. It's fine if there were big, you know, Mark said a minute ago, Cheryl said a minute ago, a lot of clubs, you know, we might get the players that a lot of clubs don't want. But that's fine if they're big clubs, like a Man City, if they don't want Ake, I'd take Ake.
Yeah, agreed.
Liverpool, if they don't want a Harvey Elliott, I'd take a Harvey Elliott right now. And like you say, Kobe Mainoo, I'd take Kobe Mainoo. There are players out now
Yeah,
you
this
know,
is true
available.
as well. This comment here, that comment down there, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's,
something I did see on Sky Sports News, Chelsea are in for Garnacho.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
been
nearly
ongoing
done
for a
it,
bit,
haven't
that, Mark.
Oh, is it? It's the
Yeah,
first time
yeah.
I've seen any of it.
They've been interested since Man United made it clear he was up for
Mm.
sale. Chelsea were in.
they?
But it's another one they're stalling on, you see. They're stalling on him. They're stalling on Xavi Simons. You know, Xavi Simons, as far as he's concerned, he only wants Chelsea and that's it. He's told Spurs no, once. But because the deal's stalling, yeah, all of a sudden Spurs are interested again. But why would you be interested when he's already said, I don't want to play for you, I want to play for Chelsea?
Well, there you
Again,
go.
that's what's reported.
Yeah,
It has been reported that he doesn't want to play for Spurs. But because he could be left out in the cold by Chelsea, yeah, we're sniffing again, which is fair enough. I haven't got a problem with Xavi Simons coming to Spurs if he wants to come and play for Spurs, as long as that's what he wants to do.
yeah,
Well, this is what we
yeah.
got to do. We got to sell him the dream, haven't we? Because at
Hmm.
Chelsea, he's going to be let's face it, he's going to be a squad player. He'll get game time. Of course, he will get plenty of game time. At Spurs, he will be the main man. We got to sell him the dream. You are going to be the main man at Tottenham. We
Yeah,
Yeah,
will build this club around you, this team
yeah,
around you.
yeah.
Um,
Instead of going to Chelsea when they probably got 7 or 8 others in his position anyway, just it's like you said, no, just tell him, come in. You're going to be the man. Anytime you're fit, you're going to be
that's all.
playing.
it's what you've
You
got
know,
to do, Mark.
yeah.
You have to do that. Thomas
Hmm.
Frank's got to get on the phone. First of all, confirm the player wants to come. Yeah, sell him the dream. Yeah, get him on the other end of that phone saying, okay, Thomas, yep, I'm up for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas in his other hand's got the other phone. Right, I've got Xavi on the phone, Xavi Simons. Yeah. He's up for coming as long as you can match the terms.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. It's not it. Well,
You know what I mean, though. I say done, but you know what I mean, though. It's like we're going in over the top. Yeah. Over the top of Chelsea.
yeah.
Let us go and do a secret deal. Let us go and nick someone's player. Why can't we do that? Same as I
We
was
don't see.
talking about this morning, Mark, with Paqueta.
Yeah.
I don't believe for 1 minute, right, if Spurs offered the money to West Ham, yeah, Sullivan, Brady, all that lot, they don't give a toss about West Ham. They're all business people. They're all in it for making money. And when someone comes along and offers them more money for a player than what they've paid for it, it don't matter if it's Tottenham or not. If we show the wedge, the right wedge, yeah, he can become our player. But it's up to them upstairs to deal with it.
It's not only that, Mark, is it? It's the agents are so important now in football that it's not even tempting the player. It's making sure you tempt the agent by saying to the agent, whatever Chelsea are giving you, we'll give you more. If you get
Yeah.
Simmons to Tottenham, we'll make sure you're well looked after. Because then the agent's going to be more likely to say, okay, yeah, I'll deal with you, Tottenham, if you give me more than Chelsea would give you, because it is all about the agents. We can't keep deals secret anymore because the agents, as soon as they hear a price, they go to the other club and say,
Yeah.
can you match it? What do I get? And
Yeah.
sadly, that's the way it is.
The
Yeah.
mentality has to change, doesn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is a fair point here as well. There's still so many people and his reputation or anything. Yeah.
Adam, I said this. I don't know what day it was. I don't know if it was yesterday or this morning on the breakfast brunch. For me, right, I think Levy's made his money, and then I look at it and I think my main thing is when I look at it, I think, Daniel, you can't take this club on the pitch any further.
No.
You are where you want to be. Yeah, you're trying to hang it out to make more money, buying average players with the odd decent one. Yeah, because there are decent ones in there. But what you do is instead of buying a decent one, yeah, maybe in January, another decent one. And then next window, 3 decent ones again. Yeah. And rather than keeping players for 10 years at a time, once they've done a contract, one 4-year contract, for argument's sake, and you've got a certain amount of players that ain't doing it how you want it done anymore, you sell them on. And that's how you get some of your money back. But this knoblet club, decides so many times, number one, it's going to hang on to players for God knows how long. And then number two, managed to tell everyone in the world that we've got the best youth players coming through in our squad because we've won this and we've won that. And none of them play.
Yeah.
None of them get a chance. So then, on top of that, you go and buy kids from other clubs, Odebert, Gray, Bergvall to a certain extent. He was cheaper though. Tell. Well, there's 120. Leave Bergvall out of it because I think he'll definitely improve. Yeah, but Odebert, 30 million. Gray, 40 million. Tell, another 30 million. We're banging on, 110 mil there?
100 mil, yeah, 110.
On 3 players that, to me, I don't see what they bring to the squad.
Yeah. If they will bring anything in the future either.
But, this is it.
It'd be all right if we bought the next wonder kid that's going to get better anyway.
Mark, there's countless others in the squad as well that you could name. All the Deadwood again that's flying about. No disrespect to Sergio Reguilon. What's he doing here?
Is he still here?
Is he still? Well, as far as I know, he's still here. He ain't gone anywhere, has he?
No, he's gone now. Reguilon's contract went out in the summer. Yeah, so he's gone.
Okay, my bad.
All right, I'll bring another one. Brian Gill, whatever his name is.
What's he doing here still? Why ain't he been sold?
We ain't seen him. We ain't seen him in a Spurs shirt for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
I don't think he played last season, did he?
Might have.
I can't remember.
No. Maybe sub appearances. Maybe. I can't remember.
If it wasn't much, it was like 10 minutes.
Didn't see very much of him at all.
No.
You know what I mean?
What the hell's he still doing here?
There's a few of them, Mark, and there's a few that should be going. Yeah. And there's a few of the new ones that have come in. I don't know when they're going to be able to, I don't know, show what they've got, if you like. Is it going to be like the odd Carling Cup game?
Yeah.
Is it going to be when we've got injuries and they have to come in and play? I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. And it bothers me, Mark. It really bothers me.
Yeah.
It does bother me because for me, again, Thomas Frank's being hang out to dry. They've got 4 days to rescue him.
Yeah.
4 days.
Yeah. Let's just say good evening to Marianne.
Evening,
YouTube
Marianne.
member and all that. Big up.
Hope you're well. Hope you're well, Marianne. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Well, everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. 55 in here, mate.
Yeah. 55 of you in here.
Smash those likes.
Smash those likes, please. Let's see if we can get over 50 likes for this stream tonight. We're trying to, every stream we do, we're trying to get over 50 likes.
If it's your first time in here, please hit the sub button.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're ticking along nicely.
Yeah, we are. Sub to Nige as well.
Yeah, and
Nige. This is Lads Down the Lane on the 2 Mark show, but we do, just so you're all aware, so make sure your notification bells are on as well. Lads Down the Lane over on Nige's. We sort of do a bit on his with it and a bit on ours where we're collaborating. That's why both the emblems are up there at the side. So sub to both channels. Nige is as far as I'm aware, floating along nicely and growing every day.
Nige is absolutely smashing it out of the park, man.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Yeah.
Doing brilliantly.
Yeah, it's going on, mate.
Your breakfast shows, mate.
Flying, mate. Absolutely
that
flying.
Breakfast show, man, is flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do like it. I enjoy it. But again, like you guys say, it's all about the people in the chat.
It is.
If they're not there,
there's
no show.
Without the 59 people that's currently in here watching us, without the 59 of you being here, it's point. I could do a 3-way phone call with these gentlemen.
Absolutely, Mark. And just to let the chat know, if you've got any questions,
Yeah.
Anything you want to ask or want our opinion on, or try to answer something, please ask in the chat. And
Yeah.
if there's that many, Mark will star them, and
I
we'll
try to,
stop what we're
at the
talking about
moment,
and try
I
and answer the
try
questions.
to interact with the chat and that, because we're not massive. There's 59 of you in here watching. And at the moment, I try and bring up every comment and interact with some of them. I'll just answer this. Has anything happened with Tottenham transfers in the past day? I haven't kept up. The answer to that is absolutely nothing.
No, zero.
Absolutely zero.
Apart from a bit of confirmation today that we ain't getting Savinho. I've read that from a couple of different sources. It was probably dead in the water anyway, but you know what Spurs are like. They don't tell you anything, so you have to try and work it out for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But at the moment, where we're only still sort of quite smallish, I do try and bring every comment up.
Yeah, we try.
You know.
And if we do, we were talking about this earlier, when you guys are chatting between yourselves, we might miss those comments because you're just chatting between yourselves.
That's private between you two.
That's just what you lot are
on
chatting
screen.
about. But we'll bring up as many comments as we can. But if we do miss you, just so you know, it's not on purpose, because we don't want to see anything or put anything up on the screen. Sometimes we just get chatting and, Mark will bring the comments up, but we won't necessarily talk about them, So if we're mid-flow having a chat, we're not missing you out. Yeah, we'll take that one every day, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
Yeah.
Hope you're well, Lisa. Hope you're well, love. Yeah, so getting back to Thomas Frank, where does it leave us with him, guys? Because he's showing us what he can do on the pitch, but as it stands at the moment, again with 4 days left, he's not getting any help. So does it get to the case where, as the hours are running down, Levy sees help as that's spot on, hit the bar. Does Levy see help as anyone?
Yeah,
He'll just get
that's what it'll be, mate.
In, cheap and cheerful, and then if we do get an injury, they'll have to get thrown in. Is that how it's going to be?
Yeah, well, I said this right at the beginning of the window, mate. We'll sign maybe a couple at the beginning, then it'll go quiet, and then it'll be panic buys at the end.
Yeah.
Just so Levy can say, "Look, I've spent this amount of money."
I don't think it will be. I think Frank has already put his foot down and say if they're not players I don't want, then they're not players I want and not coming in. So I think if they're not players that Frank wants, I don't think we sign anyone, and that will equally have as much of a meltdown as if we sign a couple of players that aren't really good enough. So Levy's got a massive 4 days ahead because he has to sign players that go into that first team. I don't think the fans would take crap players. I don't think Frank could take crap players. And if we don't sign anyone, it's going to be absolute carnage.
Yeah. I mean, if we haven't got people in by Saturday, do you expect the change for Tottenham rally to be quite heavily loaded with people? Do you think it might be a big one against Levy on Saturday if there's no one been brought in, or disappointing, transfers been made as far as the fans are concerned?
I personally think it's going to, and listen, I hope there's a lot of people there, I really do.
Yeah.
But sadly, because I think it's been arranged quite quickly, I think it's going to be difficult for them to get big numbers, which is sad because I think they deserve big numbers. And, we'd all be there if we could, but it's just too short term for me.
It's too short
I need
notice.
longer. Yeah, I've got my daughter, so there's no way I can be there. But sadly, I think they should have left it till the first home game after the international break. Window shut. We know what we got. For me, that would have been a good idea. Plenty of time to plan it. But it is what it is. Hopefully, lots of people turn up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just want to touch on this. Do we think Paqueta is the same as Polinia?
In what respect? They're playing two different positions.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought
Totally.
Polinia.
Alini is a
I thought,
DM, Paqueta's an attacking midfielder.
yeah. I was going to say I thought Paqueta was a.
Yeah,
He's an attack.
the point I was getting across was we've already gone to West Ham and got kudos. And a lot of people saying, "Oh, West Ham won't deal with Spurs again. They're not going to sell another one. There'll be a meltdown there."
Yeah.
And the point I was trying to get across was, as far as I'm concerned, Sullivan, Brady, all them, they don't give a toss. They're in it for the money. They're in it for the money. And if the right bid comes in for that player, yeah, that they deem that is, makes him surface the requirements at their club, they will take the money.
Yeah.
They will take the money. Honestly, they will.
Right then, Mark. We got a question here. Do you
Yeah.
want to go first, or should we go round?
I can go first. Yeah, I was born in 68, Simon, so I'm 57. And the first game that I went to was in 1972. I was 4. It was at the start of that season. Can't remember who we played, but my dad and my mum went. We both went. Well, all 3 of us went. And yeah, I was 4. That was my first game. My family's been Tottenham forever. I don't know
You
anyone
grew up in the
my
area,
family.
didn't you?
Say
You
that
grew
again.
up in the, yeah. Well, you grew up in the
Yeah,
area.
Enfield. Yeah, I was born in Waltham Cross, just up the road from the ground. Literally, jump on the 279. It'll take you all the way there from where I used to live. So yeah, I was very local. As I say, all the family's Tottenham. I don't know anyone in my family that's not Tottenham. And any kids that are born along the way, they become Tottenham too. So it is what it is. And to be honest with you, regardless of whatever's happened, whatever's happening now, and everything else, I wouldn't change it for the world. Seen some absolutely fabulous times when I was a kid with this football club and a young adult, and I just hope at some stage in my more elder lifetime, if you like, that Spurs can repeat some of them times again. Winning the FA Cup 2 years in a row. Watching Ricky Villa score that wonder goal, being there to see that. Watching us lift the UEFA Cup at our own ground. And lots more. There's lots more. But I'm proud to be a Tottenham supporter, always will be. Passionate about our football club. That's why I'm on here talking about it. Only want the best for us, and that's where I am with it, Simon. Always have been and always will be Tottenham Hotspur. It'll be on my coffin, mate. Trust me.
Bloody hell, man. Let's hope for not a few years anyway.
Not for a few years, but
Anyway,
that's where I am with it. I've always been Tottenham, always will be.
Mr. Nige.
I was sat in front of the TV, 81 Cup final, with my dad. I would have been about 7. My dad says, right, son, who do you want to win? Me being me and having no clue about football at the time, obviously it was Tottenham Man City. I said, I want the team in blue to win, Dad, to which I got a short, sharp smack to the back of the head. And no, you effing well done. And that was it. The next week I had a Spurs kit. And yeah, I've been a Spurs. Can't remember the 81 Cup final at all, but I can remember the 82 Cup final like it was yesterday. And so 81, I would say I first started becoming a Spurs fan.
And so basically, you were born into it anyway, Nige.
I was born into it, and my son was born into it. I didn't have a choice. Charlie didn't have a choice, and it's what. And hopefully, Charlie's son, when he has a son, won't have a choice either.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's how I was with my boy. Exactly the same. Yeah. Exactly the same.
So and now it's me, right? Obviously, I live nowhere near the ground. You might be able to tell that. Might do. I had a choice when I was a kid. It's either from my dad, support Tottenham, or the orphanage. Sometimes I wish I chose the orphanage. But no, I've been a Spurs fan all my life. Mark's 57. I'm 55, more or less, coming up, and you're 53, ain't you, Nigel?
Two.
All right, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
bloody hell.
Stop taking the mick out of him, Sheriff, will you?
Sorry.
You know exactly
sorry.
how old he is.
No, I didn't.
I
Had
know.
any year
I,
on.
I
I
know,
thought it
yeah.
was. I thought it
Yeah.
was. I thought it
Geezer looks
was.
42. What's the matter with you? Everyone all these blokes I know
Very
keep
good.
telling him how good looking he is. What's going on
Yeah,
here?
there you go.
Eh?
Yeah.
I've
Hey,
heard about it.
yeah.
I won't mention no names, Nigel. It's all right,
Yeah,
mate.
I can't get a woman, so says it all.
Yeah. Well,
just
whatever.
to let all the women know in the chat, Nigel's single. Well, there you go, Nigel. I've done it for you.
There
It's
you
all
go.
done. No
Thanks.
doubt you'll be matched up, and there'll be a few comments in the after section about you, Nigel. Don't worry
Right.
about that, mate. You
I
sexy
haven't
man.
missed. I haven't missed your question, Lee. I'm just gonna. So I've just seen Simons. I've supported since '67. I'm 67 years
Yeah,
old.
big up
There
to
you
you, Simon. Big up
go.
to
I'll
you,
go
mate.
back. Yeah, big up to you.
Yeah,
I'll
you've
go back
seen
to
even more
Lee's.
then. Yeah.
Have any of you
Wow.
bought the new yellow kit, and what do you think of it? I love the yellow kit.
Yeah, it's got 82 vibes, isn't it?
Yep,
Isn't it?
it
It's got
certainly
proper
has.
82 vibes, that kit.
But
I
I'll
think.
be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. If I buy anything, it is certainly not from the club shop
No.
because for a
Too
start,
expensive.
I'm not paying £90 whatever they are these days, £80 at least in it for a stupid Nike shirt.
Yeah.
And let's face it, Nike are the most horrible. When we first got Nike as our like the kit thing, I was like, yeah, not Nike stuff's always nice, but they're pathetic at designing kits. They're so lazy.
Well,
The
they're so
Nike,
lazy, mate, that they've gone back to the Nike Total 90 kits.
Yeah.
Back in the early 2000s when
Yeah.
I got to admit I did love the Nike kits then, because
Mm,
Arsenal had Nike then, didn't they? That was nice kit Arsenal had. I hate to say it, but
yeah,
yeah, and Brazil had the Total 90 kit as well. So I love it. I love the away
yeah.
strip. I probably will get the third strip.
Yeah. I
I've
think
Maybe from Savas Link.
yeah, I've got a fella as well that can get me these shirts, and I think I'm gonna go for the black kit.
I've got it
Because
on order,
I
mate.
love that. Honestly,
I've
I
got it
think
on
it
order,
looks
mate.
great. It looks on once they're on and they're on the pitch. And I weren't too keen when I just looked at it, but once I saw them running around with it on, I thought, oh yeah, I like that. And I love the yellow kit as well, the third kit. So I
Yeah.
might have to wait a little while
Look,
until they're available. But when they
let
are,
me be honest with you. I will not buy the home one anymore because it's got red on it,
yeah,
and I will have nothing red. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I
yeah,
will have
I'm pretty
nothing
much
It's
red
the
ru-
same.
whatsoever. And
it's
so,
rubbish show how the go on, Mark.
but I do not buy them from the club shop. I do not. There are other nefarious means that you can buy them. And I've got a black kit, the second kit, the away kit, winging its way from China.
Happy days.
Nice.
And when it arrives, I should be wearing it on the stream.
Very nice indeed.
Yes.
Why not? I feel like I want to run out there and put me 2019 Nike Toby Champions League semi-final winning kit on.
Yeah, the Ajax one. I had
Oh.
mine on Saturday, mate, but
Love it. Love it.
am I allowed to admit this on the stream?
You can admit what you want.
That I did actually buy that from the club shop.
Oh dear.
Please
Oh
don't
dear.
shoot me.
He's let us down. He's been
I have
giving
let
it the
you
big
down.
end. I'll get me shirts from Joe Blogs for 15 quid from China. Then he comes in and hits us with, I've
No,
got
hang
this
on a
one,
minute.
but I got it from the club shop. What a letdown. What a
let me
letdown.
let
My
me
word.
defend myself.
Yeah,
It was
right,
when
he's
the
in.
stadium was being built. When it was probably 2018, when
Yeah.
the stadium was being built. I was a cabbie then. I went to Heathrow to drop somebody off, and I said to my boss, "Do you want the car back straight away?" And he said, "No." He said, "Why? What you going to do?" And I said, "Look, I'm just going to park it out the road. Do you know Osterley Park
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
A4? It's on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
A4,
Down by Heathrow. Yeah.
just up the road from Heathrow. So I
Yeah.
parked the car in there, hopped on the tube, Went to the new ground, got to Liverpool Street on the Overland, and the
Yeah.
club shop was where Chick King and all that is, on that row of shops.
Yeah.
And I did go in there and buy that green Ajax kit. And that's the last thing I ever bought from the club.
We'll let you off then, Sheriff.
Yes.
We'll let you off on that one.
Yes. But
Scott's in the house.
It was like,
go on, Sheriff.
it was like 60 quid or something, but even back then, 50
Scott,
quid.
he's not having that again, he
Rip
said.
off.
He's not having that. Well, two bits of important news that I think
wow.
that I should bring across to everyone is that Scott M is in the house. Big up to Scott M.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
To give us his opinion on the transfer window and so on. And also, rumour has it that it's Grimsby 1, Manchester United 0. Just thought I'd bring that piece of information to you.
My God, man.
It's all right, isn't it?
There you go.
There you
Scott
go.
M, how the devil are you, sir? Long time no speak.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I heard you you mentioning about how Manchester United could be in trouble earlier when this show started, and I was kind of laughing. But I guess it's true. They're going to struggle there. So
I've got more news. It's now Grimsby Town 2, Manchester United 0.
My God, man.
I'll tell you what, if they lose that, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets bulleted tonight, like. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Big hand for United.
Oh, they're in deep puppy doo-doos over there, aren't they? They really are.
it's a disaster. Everything from the top.
Everything they do at the moment, isn't it?
Not
just
just
seems to
Amarin, it's everybody is. There's a disaster.
It just seems to go Pete Tong. Everything they do just seems to go belly up.
Yeah. It's just gradually gone further and further wrong, even though they still win the odd trophy. You know what I mean? It's like they've spent a few quid this transfer window. You know, they've got a few in. Don't get me wrong, they've still got to get a few out and probably still need more in as well at some stage, a bit like us, you know. But
They're a strong team, though.
They've had the intent to do it, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? They've gone and bought a few players of a decent level. And then
strong tonight as well.
Yeah, and you see results like that. I know it's early days still. I don't know what the time is, 8:30. So they've got a bit of time.
31 minutes. It's on 31 minutes right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they've got a bit of
31 minutes gone.
They've got a bit of time. Scott, I'm glad that you accepted the invitation to come on tonight, because I know that you can be a bit of a hard taskmaster. I will never sit there and say, no, Scott, you're bang out of order. And you know why, Scott? Because I know, like a lot of us, you want the best for your football club. So tell us about how you feel about how the wind has gone from basically, since we got Paulinia and Kudos, and maybe we thought things were changing, Scott, but obviously it doesn't look like they are. But give us your thoughts on that.
Well, you know what? I'll use United as a bit of an example of what my concern is with this window, because we have brought in. Look, nobody's going to deny Kudos, Paulinia. Everybody, I think, is happy with those two. I haven't seen anyone who isn't happy with those two. But we've talked about United, and we said they brought in 3 quality players: Sesko, Cunha, and Mbuemo. 3 guys up front. Their front line, great additions too. I wouldn't complain about them either if we had got those guys in. But what the problem you see at United is they have so many mistakes, is that even if you have a good window, because it's been so many years of mismanagement and they have so many holes, is that even with a good window, you don't fix the problems. And that's what I think we're really at risk of running here, is that, yes, Kudos and Paulinia are good additions, but if we don't add more, next summer, we're going to be talking about, well, we can't do everything in one window. Right? How many times have you heard that? And if we don't make additions, we're going to have too many problems next year. And then what happens is it's not only the holes you have to fix, but new holes pop up, right? Maybe Romero does finally want out. Maybe Paulinia at the age of 31, 32 starts to slow down. Somebody, doesn't develop like we thought we did. And so if you're leaving yourself short by not addressing the issues you have, you make it so that you're always trying to play catch up, just to stay at the same level you are, rather than advancing and rather than taking those steps forward. And I think that's what we see with United. Their team has, again, they've done some good business this year, but it's not enough because of how much the team has been mismanaged. And we really run the risk of that, right? If we don't bring in a number 10, we're going to be looking for one next year, right? I know people might say, well, maybe Madison is back. Maybe he isn't with his injuries and his age. Maybe Kulu is back. Maybe this, maybe this. And when we keep hearing about maybe and if, and hopefully that guy develops and luck, to me, that's what frustrates me is hope and luck are not a way to, that's not a plan to build a football team, right? Hoping that Bergvall develops into a great player, he should develop into a great player next to quality players already there. That's what you want to have happen. So that if Bergvall does develop, now you have who are we going to play? Bergvall or Paqueta? Like that's the kind of decisions you want to have, right? That's what you want. And that's where hope and having the young guys develop to strengthen your squad, not let's hope that they develop to fill a need for us. Because if they don't develop, then you're screwed. And that's kind of my biggest concern right now is if we don't address the issues we have, we're going to be in trouble next year, and we're going to be asking the same questions we have, just like we've been asking, where's that 6 for 3 years now? Just like when we got Eriksson left for Inter, we asked, where's that playmaker for, I think about 2 years before we ended up finally bringing in James Madison, right? And we can't do that. We have to fill the holes right now, or else we're going to be just chasing.
Yeah, absolutely. My biggest worry as well, Scott, is that it's Champions League football this year, and like you say, if we don't get anyone in, and when I say anyone now, I'm getting desperate. With 4 days to go. How are we pulling big players now? Where are we? How is that going to happen in 4 days unless they've been working on something? And who's to say we don't get gazumped again? The way it's going. People have been talking about Xavi Simons tonight. I don't know what you think about it, chaps, all three of you. As far as I'm concerned, he's already said no once. And Thomas Frank has said, well, I don't want players who don't want to play for Spurs. Now, all of a sudden, because time's getting on, Chelsea look there like they're a bit iffy with it, and his name comes up again. So where do you go with a deal like that? We've already gone for players like Paz, who made it clear he didn't really want to come. Yeah, they didn't want to sell him even at 70 million. I know it was complicated with the Real Madrid thing. Players that did want to come, supposedly, we couldn't even get the deal over the line for them. We've wasted weeks and weeks and weeks, and we're now down to 4 days of the window to go. Yeah, and we're going to end up scraping the barrel. Really, we are. I just don't see where we go. And again, my biggest fear is we get left behind even more. We might be in the Champions League, yeah, but we haven't got Champions League standard players. They're not there. So I don't know. Where do we go, chaps? What do we do? 4 days. Where do you think we go with it?
It's hard to disagree with you, Cookie. It really is. I think the Simons deal is another rejection waiting to happen. I think we all know that as soon as Chelsea come in, he's going now. I don't see a point in going for him unless we categorically know he wants to come to us. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't see us getting him. I'd be surprised. Like I've already said, I think it's going to be one of those where we are literally the last day scrambling around trying to get. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a loan in and we keep our powder dry until January. And again, we go again for another month of it.
But that's not good enough because by January we'll probably be out of Champions League. We'll be struggling because I believe the draw is Friday for the Champions League or Thursday.
Thursday or Friday,
yeah. Tomorrow.
Yeah. It's one of the two. It's two.
Mm.
It's tomorrow, is it? Oh, well, it's tomorrow then. And so then, and it's not long after that the Champions League game starts. So that'd be Tuesday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Sunday.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's going to be it then for at least every other week, innit? But the Champions League was extended, right? So do they play every week now, or is it every fortnight?
Yeah, in between though, you'll have FA Cup or Carling Cup
Well,
games if you stick
yeah.
during the
And
week.
so basically, when the Champions League starts, mate, we're going to be playing twice a week for basically the remainder of the season, and our squad's not deep enough
Yeah,
to handle that.
yeah, and I've
Nowhere
got no
near
doubt.
deep enough.
I've got no doubt if we stay in competitions, Mark, don't forget as well, you'll end up with fixture congestion later on in the season.
Yeah.
And it could even work out that you're playing some weeks 3 times a week.
Well, it could be.
You know what I mean? If it progresses to that stage. But the only way that I can see that happening is more players coming in. Because as good as the performances have been so far, and I've got me issues about the Burnley game. I've made them clear. He's put his best team out for the PSG game. For the 70 minutes, we were fantastic. Yeah, he's done the same against Man City. He's nullified them as well, pretty much, from what you'd expect for Man City and all the possession that they had. We've gone up there, beat them 2-0, and we're now sitting second in the league. To me, as good as all that is, yeah, we are in a false position. We haven't conceded a goal. We've scored 5. We're talking about our attacking players. Yeah, we need more. And we do need more because we know the injuries will come in one way, shape or form. And that's what it's almost like you're cutting Thomas Frank's legs off before he gets going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, why have you bought this geezer here and all his coaching staff if you're not going to back him?
Yeah.
You've got to back him.
Yeah.
He's basically had one hand tied behind his back to start with.
Yeah. It seems that way. What do you think, Scott? What do you
Yeah,
think?
I mean, when it comes to Simons, look, obviously we'd all probably love the player in terms of his talent. But for me, what it should be is what's concerning is that it's not like we've identified this is the player we want and we've been working for it. And now we're just hoping that we can get him in because he's part of the plan. Like it seems like, oh, it's taking Chelsea longer than we wanted. So maybe we'll pop in for him. And that's fine. Those kind of deals to me are fine. If we already have, and I'm just using these players as example, doesn't have to, but if we already have Harvey Elliott in and we already have Ademola Lookman in, right? We have our positions filled. And now you say, oh, look, here's an opportunity for us to get Simons. That's a great, okay, let's go get it, right? It's an opportunity. Same thing like we saw, and I, hate to use them as the example. Arsenal, they brought in all the players they needed, and then something happened, and they said, oh, no, we need Eze. Let's go get him. Liverpool right now, right? They brought in Ekitike. They brought in Wirtz. They brought in the 2 fullbacks, and now they're saying, let's go and see if we can bring in Isaac. But if they don't get them, their team is still, they're not left lacking, right? That's kind of an extra part. If Arsenal didn't get Eze, they still have everything they need. And the problem I have is we don't have, well, you know what I mean? We don't have what we need. So now we're hoping that we can maybe get lucky that Simons doesn't come in. But if he doesn't come in, we're screwed. We don't have anyone there. And that's, again, just shows how poor our transfer planning is, because this is the kind of move you make because it's late in the transfer window. And, oh, wouldn't it be nice? We can bring him in, and that's a great move. And that if you did that, that's fine. But having it be that we're hoping that it kind of might work out because somebody else drops the ball, that shouldn't be how you fill holes in your transfer.
No.
In your team. It shouldn't be how you fill holes. And that's the problem, because when he goes to Chelsea, because I'm sure we all imagine, he's going to end up going to Chelsea. Then when he's going to Chelsea, then what are you doing? You're left there holding nothing.
Yeah, and that's the fear, Scott, and as the days and the hours wind on, that we end up with nothing, absolutely nothing, and we can moan about, whether an El Kanous is good enough to come in or not. And no, we don't particularly want El, and that's no disrespect to El Kanous. We're trying to, I think us fans just want quality in, and I don't think El Kanous is at the level that where we need to be buying at yet. He might well be a very good player, but to come in from the Championship straight into the Champions League is going to be an hard task for someone that's I don't know, not being a Premier League player. Again, Scott, I'll bring up. There's been a big rumour this afternoon, and Lots of Man United fan channels and big ones at that. They're talking about Kobe Mainoo leaving Manchester United, and Spurs are one of the very interested clubs, apparently. The usual story, no bids, no this, no that, but we're interested. What do you make of Kobe Mainoo if he was an addition to the Spurs squad, chaps?
I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
I think he's a good player. I think I would love to add him, but again, my concern is he's more depth. He's more not exactly filling a hole. So I'd still love to have him because I think we need a player like that. I think he's better than what we have. So, for example, you can ship off Basuma. Now he goes into that rotation with Bentancur, with Palhinha, with Sarr and Mainoo, and you have those four guys kind of rotating through the two positions. That's a quality rotation. You're not worried about any of those guys, I don't think, if they have to step into a game against Inter Milan, if they have to step into a game against Liverpool, if they step into a game at Newcastle. You know what I like? Those four guys can all play in the big game. So perfect, great to add him, but he's not going to come in and fill in at the 10. He's not going to come in and fill in at the left wing. He's not going to help with our creativity or attack. So again, great, let's add him, but it should be a player again who you add because you've already addressed your needs, and now you're getting kind of not quite luxury, but you know what I mean? It's like additional to strengthen the side rather than address holes. And so great to add him, but it still leaves us so wide open everywhere else.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm just repeating the same things over and over again.
Yeah. It's all right, Scott. I get it. Does anyone in the real world in the next 4 days actually see us signing an attacking midfielder or a left winger or both now? Because
we have to.
Go on, Nigel. Go on, mate.
I was going to say we have to. We haven't got a choice. I think 100% we sign somebody. The question is, I actually still think there's a good chance we could sign 3 or 4. But it will be, a lot of them will be squad fillers, like maybe a Mainoo, like a Nathan Ake. And I'll be happy with both of them, but we need to address the left wing and the 10 first. I think we get one of them in, and I think we might get a loan in for the other. Haven't got a clue who, but
I'm not being funny.
I've got no idea.
I'm not being funny, but this should have been done as soon as Sonny left.
Yeah.
As soon as Sonny went to LA, they should have said right, and that should have been done. It should have been done before he left. Let's face it, the window's been open for what? 2 months now? It's been open about 8 weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, if not a bit longer. Yeah.
Yeah. So why wasn't it done? Because it's not as if Son turned up one day at Hotspur Way and said, right, I'm off, see you later. They would have known months ago. They'd have probably known after the Europa League final. He probably went out and said, look, I'm going. I've done what I've done at Tottenham. I've been loyal. I've won a trophy. I'm going out in a blaze of glory. I'll hang around to go over to Korea so it makes you more money selling my shirts. But that's it. I'm off. You know? And so, because let's face it, he only stayed for when we was in Korea on the tour. Because you notice he left as soon as we left Middle East or Asia, he was gone. And so they would have known for months before that, or certainly since the Europa League final, that he was leaving. So why wasn't it addressed? Why didn't we have someone, instead of waiting till Sonny leaves, then everyone knows, oh, suddenly Tottenham need a left winger. Right, you're a left winger, let's bang 10 million on the price. Just buy them anyway, and then they're ready for when Son goes. Because the trouble is now, everybody knows we need a left winger. Everybody knows we need a 10 with the injuries. So them players, there's been millions added onto them. Anyone who we want, even Joe Bloggs, an average one, will cost us 10 million more than it would. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Even if Sonny was staying, I think we still needed a left winger. Like, let's be honest, he was needed to be replaced, right? So I think that what we'll get is one player who can play left wing or attacking midfielder, and then we'll get told, well, that's okay because he covers both, forgetting the fact that you can't play two positions at the same time.
Yeah.
That seems to be what we do. Oh, don't worry. We have, like, for how many years did we hear about, well, it's okay, we don't have a backup for Kane because Sonny can cover Kane. But it's like, but then who covers Sonny's position? We don't have a position for that. And that seems to be the Spurs special, is you use your other starters as the backup to the players.
Yeah.
And forget about the fact that they can't cover two positions. And that's what we've done for years. But what is concerning, though, I thought, I've always said we're going to get like a El Canus, and I feel bad for him that he's kind of getting used as the terrible. I don't think he's terrible, but he isn't. He shouldn't be starting, right? But I've said, we would get an El Canus, and now I'm not even sure. Now the real possibility is that we could get nobody, but we could get, I think, denied. Should you say 3 or 4? Like, we still could get 3 or 4 because we need it. Like, it's our squad. We need 3 to 4 players, and if we brought them in, there would be minutes. If you brought in a left back or right back, depending which one, I'd say now almost more of a right back because you have Spence and Udogie. But if you brought in a right back, they would play. There was lots of minutes for them. If you brought in a left-sided center back, lots of minutes for a left winger, lots of minutes for a 10. Probably could bring in 2 10s and still have lots of minutes for them. So
I was just going to say that, Scott. Yeah, I was just going to say that you could probably bring 2 10s in. But at the same time, I think there'll also be lots of games this season where he can get away without playing a 10 as well. A creative 10. As long as he's got those wingers like a Kudos and whoever comes in on the other side, that they can do the bits of magic. We've got to get one in because that all season, whoever we play, they're just going to double up on Kudos.
My fear is that we bring in Sancho. I'm terrified we get him. He's been offered to us, hasn't he? So, I really hope not. But
I mean, the wages are expensive for Sancho, but I think they're talking about 20 mil, something like that. You know what I mean? And it's a typical cheap as chips Levy deal, but it's whether they can deal with his wages or not, because he was on a fair whack at Dortmund, wasn't he? A proper good old whack, 300 grand a week or something like that. So,
he's still a United player, though, isn't he? So I thought United were offering him out on loan.
Yeah,
I think you could get him. I think you could get him, and they'd cover at least half the wages, if not more. They just want him out and gone. Like you, that's my concern. Is like Nightshades. They say we'll cover 200K. You take him on loan. You pay 100. We'll cover 2 or whatever We'll cover 2/3 of his wages just to get him out of the building and away, and then Levy will eat that up all day long.
Yeah, that's ideal for Mr. Levy, that is.
But will Thomas Frank have a Jadon Sancho? Because as we know, he's got a no dickheads policy, and I think Jadon Sancho in the past has come under that DH policy. So
I think like the other managers have found out in the past, it doesn't really matter what you want if Levy smells the deal.
No, and I hate to say it, but maybe just for a year on loan, he might do a job. Not saying I want him, but if we can't get anyone else, it's kind of what Tottenham do, isn't it? They get us right to the end of the window where we are so desperate as fans, we take anyone.
Yeah. I think he does it on purpose.
It seems
and
like
if you've noticed as well, whenever the season tickets are due for renewal, that's when we're linked with the likes of Eze, Morgan Gibbs-White, and as soon as that deadline day is done for the season ticket renewals, then all that falls away. And then we get the likes of Danzo's and Archie Gray's and people that don't improve.
To be fair, Mark, I've got to say, I think since Danzo come in for 25...
I'm not going to go at Danzo, but I'd never heard of him.
He's not, don't get me wrong, he's nothing special, but what I like about him is, number one, he can head a ball.
He's a unit.
Number two, he's built like a brick shit house. Yeah. Number 3, he's got the Dan's throw. You know what I'm saying? Whoosh. And number 4, I don't think he's the paciest geezer in the world, but when I watch him, he defends like a defender.
Yeah, I wasn't having a go at him, man, when I
I
said
know, I know
that.
you
I'm
weren't.
just on about players that I've never really heard of.
Yeah, yeah.
People that
Yeah,
don't
I
get
get
you
it.
saying, wow. But
Yeah.
before the season ticket deadline, it's Eze, Morgan Gibbs White. People were all like, well, hang on a minute, what's going on here? And then when everyone's renewed their season tickets, it's that drifts away again, and we're left with them sort of players. I'm not saying Danzo's a bad player because I like him,
Yeah.
but it's what always happens every year. Every year we're linked. Coming up to the season ticket deadline, we're linked with some massive signing. But it's about time that we, instead of bringing in players that are just squad fillers
Yeah.
and all that, bring players that improve us immediately.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know?
Can I just say, there's 90 of you in here at the moment, 94 people.
94. Remember
If
now.
a few of you haven't subbed to the channel, please do. We're a fledgling channel that are trying to get on. Sub to the channel. We're talk Spurs as much as we can. Breakfast, brunch shows in the morning. And please subscribe to this fella down here on the right, Nige, at Pure Coys.
If you take over the chat a minute, I'll put his link in.
As well, yeah. And subscribe to everyone. Subscribe to everyone. Get the different views from everyone. And find out who you like watching and who you don't like watching. And, some people might like more serious talk. We try and do a bit of that and mix in with a chat as well. Again, people in the chat, if you've got any questions you want to ask, if we can answer them, we will do. Put them in the chat and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, it's great to have so many of you in here.
Yeah.
On our, is it Wednesday today? I lose track of the day.
I believe so.
Yeah, on this Wednesday afternoon for Scott. Thanks for Scott joining us and having a good chat, and Nige as well. It's been, interesting. We're going to carry on for the time being. I think everyone's all right for a bit of time. As long as everyone's all right, we'll carry on for a little while. Nigel's links in the chat at the bottom of the chat if anyone wants to go and sub to him. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Brilliant. So, chaps, where do we go from here? We've had the board reshuffle upstairs. The old is it all? I'll just come out and ask it. Is all this the same old as usual? And I'll use the words. Is it all smoke and mirrors? There you go. We just come out and say it like that, rather than going around the houses. All the board stuff at the top, all the changes, all the ins and outs. Yeah, everything's changing. Then we get Paulinia and Kudos in. Bids in for Gibbs White and others. Eze, Savinio.
Big up, Peter.
Where do we go? Big up, Peter. I just don't know what's going on. Are all these bids for these big players, are they just smoke and mirrors? Or are we really trying to buy them?
Right, I'll go for the thing that I do know is that Donna Cullen had apparently left the club. We heard that weeks before. And then when we went to Asia on the tour, Korea and that, she was there. So they've had a reshuffle, but basically it's just shuffling it about the late to make Levy look good. That's what I think personally.
So
you know what I mean?
So it's smoke and mirrors then, basically.
Yes, exactly.
You agree with that? Nige, Scott, what do you chaps think? I mean,
it feels like that to me. Like I say, start of the summer, we all thought, okay, things are moving different. There's been a big reshuffle upstairs. Donna's gone. Other people had gone as well. Obviously, a lot of us were disappointed that Lange was still there. But it felt like things were different. Levy was being pushed aside and, not taking as much football control. Obviously, we know now that's absolute rubbish as well. Yeah, it's just another more smoke and mirrors, more lies, and yeah, it's what it is. And what's this Binkesh doing? What's he done? Because we're arguably we're doing worse in the window than we usually do.
Yeah. Mark, go on, mate.
Yeah. Before you go, Scott, I'll just say thank you, George, for the super chat. He's a YouTube member as well. Memberships and super chats are available.
Thanks, George. Appreciate
George.
it, mate.
Hello.
Really appreciate it.
Mark, Nigel, Scott, and people in the chat. I would have brought that up anyway, mate. There's no need to put super chats in, but thank you. We appreciate that greatly, as we do everybody who's in the chat.
Yeah, we certainly do.
Because as we keep saying, we do keep saying this, if it wasn't for you people in the chat, then we just will not bother and phone each other up.
That's it.
To be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's you people in the chat that keep the show going.
Yeah. Simon's put a comment. Sorry, I'm not going to jump the comments. Vinay is an Arsenal mole.
Well, we said that earlier.
Well, as usual, I'll try to bring a little bit of the positive spin to it all. But
go on, Scott, help us out.
What I will say is, I think that it might be setting it up for something to happen down the road. But I don't think anything's changed, like in terms of this summer. And what we might see is that some of that investment might be coming down, and that some of the changes might be happening. But I don't think they certainly aren't happening as fast as we would want. And I don't think we've seen any big changes this year that's happening right now. But my hope will be trying to be a little bit positive, trying to find the good things in it. Is it maybe now they're starting to make those moves, and they just, because Tottenham is, such a big business right now, is those moves take a lot longer than we would like to see. And we'd love it to have Vinay come in, and on Monday it's Levy, and Tuesday it's Vinay, and 100% changed. Or that I can't remember. Is it Charrington? Is that the guy?
Charrington, yeah.
He comes in and all of a sudden things are done. But I do think it's reasonable to imagine that he might be coming in and have to take 6 months to see what's going on before those changes can happen. So, obviously this summer, look, nothing's changed in the way that the club operates. We aren't seeing as much as we thought. Oh, maybe MGW was something that was different, but it isn't. It was just Levy thinking he could pull a fast one. And the only reason I think now it seems pretty clear that we are willing to go so fast and so big for the money for him after Kudos was because we were getting a deal by having some information we shouldn't have had. I think the fact that we haven't heard anything from Spurs about it. If we had done nothing wrong, we would have been saying, hey, we would have been speaking out and complaining, right?
Yeah.
We haven't heard anything. And to me, that's kind of one of those silence is golden. Like, our lack of response to that kind of says a lot to me. So let's hope that what's happening now is everything's getting put in place, and that just because we are a $1 billion operation now, it's taking time, and that in maybe after this summer things will be announced. In January, more formal things will be in place, and the next summer we'll see the big change, because as of right now, there's nothing changing. We're operating just as we always do.
Yeah, some things never change, Scott. Some things never change.
You can imagine. I'd imagine that the window's going to shut Monday at 7 p.m. Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. we get an announcement that we've got an investment and it's all gone through. And it's like, typical. The window's shut and we get investment. But that would just be typically Spurs.
Yeah, but at least you'd have a bit of hope then. Do you know what I mean?
Honest,
for the future,
that would only be to build the hotel. Let's get this straight.
Listen, this geezer, I'm not. Please, I'm not going to shout. This geezer upstairs, right? He's not running out. He's being negligent to the football team, as far as I'm concerned. They're more worried about everything else. Yeah, they've been negligent for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've never built a team that's capable. And then when they have got that close to doing it, they don't support the manager.
Yeah.
Like you said, Mark, a couple of years. Yeah, we were close to winning the league under Poch.
We had the best team.
League final. He wasn't backed. As far as I'm concerned, he wasn't backed when he should have been. Right? Mourinho's been in. Conte's been in. They was obviously the wrong managers. They want high quality players that Levy's not going to buy. Now he's gone back to a coach again, like he did with Poch. And he's expecting miracles again, like Poch gave him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this team, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think this is, when you look at the level of the players, I don't know what you chaps think, right? Spurs have had some poor teams in the past. In the past, I'm talking about over the years, when you go back to the 90s and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And before then as well, since then, you know. But I don't put this squad could be raised as in a mid-table team, but that's all it will be while the squad's not strengthened.
Yeah.
You know, because as soon as the injuries come, as soon as the 2 games a week come, that is what we will be, a mid-table team that might be in a cup, might not be, injuries galore again, young kids playing when they shouldn't be, putting kids in positions to play on a big game that they're not ready for. That's what bothers me. It really does. That's just me though. That's just me.
Yeah. Well, it's completely true, mate. I've said it on many of these shows. When Pochettino was here, we had the best team in the league for 2 years.
Yeah.
The Leicester year and the Chelsea year the year after. And if we'd have had 3 or 4 extra players them 2 seasons, we'd have won 2 league titles. I'm convinced of it. But that guy never given them money. And around, you got to remember, in 2019, when we got the Champions League final, Liverpool weren't the Liverpool they are now. Far from it.
Yeah.
We had by far the better team. But injuries, lack of squad depth, and all the rest of it, cost us. You know, and he's always just been concerned with top 4. Poch got us regular top 4, and that's all he wanted. Because the stadium was in the pipeline, and he wanted the Champions League money.
Yeah.
For the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Getting top 4, he'll take us to a certain level. Luckily with Poch, because Poch overachieved until he built his team and got his like tactics into him, and this is what you know. And then we were the best team for 2 years, but he took his time. But let's face it, Poch wasn't even the first choice to come in, was he? When we got him from Southampton. So Levy always plays it on a wing and a prayer. And if we can get top 4, that's good enough. He's never prepared to push us on to actually win the league.
Yeah.
Never.
True.
And when Poch got sacked, that is when I became Levy out. Before I didn't give a monkeys. But it was the 518 days that we never signed no one.
Yeah.
And then he got sacked.
Mm.
And you could see he wasn't back. And that is when because I love Poch. I still do. But I wouldn't have him back under no circumstances while he's here. Because I wouldn't want him to get shafted again, for want of a better word.
Yeah. I'm with you, mate. I've got to the point where I don't expect nothing more anymore. You know, you all know when I thought things were changing in the window, I said to you, come on, lads, this is, perhaps we're getting serious now with everything. And he sucked me in, and then he spat me out, as usual, as he does with the fans. God put me out the right phlegmy one. Do you know what I mean?
It should have been 3-0. Holy smoke, Scrimsey just missed a chance. They should have. It should be 3-0. Sorry to interrupt you, but
no,
it's
that's
okay.
right.
It's okay. Mark, can you click 3 comments down, please, from where you are?
Hang on. The
next one.
This one.
Next one. There you go. Hi, Layla.
Oh.
Hi, Layla. Hi to everyone. They're all in the front room watching the 2 Mark show. All the grandkids, all the kids, everyone's in there.
Just to
Big
let
up
people
to
know,
everyone. I'm waving because I can hear her waving to me. I've got to say hello because otherwise I'll be in trouble. So hi, Layla. Hi, Layla. See you soon.
Just to let you know.
Hi.
Just to let you know, Nanny Audits is Mrs. Cookmeister.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, Nanny Audits. Happy days. See you all soon. There you go. Had to do it. Sorry about that, Mark. I have to say hello to all the kids.
I told you, mate, it's as much your show as it is mine. If you see anything you want me to ask.
Excuse me 1 minute because I think they're all going home. Hang on, you carry on a second.
All right. What was it? What was we talking about? I've been more concentrating on flicking through the chat.
I think we're just generally frustrated
Slagging Levy off.
with Levy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think one of the things that is always frustrating is it's, again, we've all repeated it, but we're not asking for Lamine Yamal, we're not asking for Mbappe. It's actually somewhat easy. Like, again, I'll just use people as an example, but Ademola Lookman, he's very attainable. If you brought him in, Harvey Elliott, if you bring him in, not guys that are going to break the bank. People might be like, because they got their hopes up for Savinho and Eze, and maybe the step down. But let's be honest, if we had found out last week that we brought in Lookman and Harvey Elliott, and now you have Elliott playing at the 10, most fans would be like, okay, pretty happy with that, right? They wouldn't be screaming. There might be some who wish they had a little bit better, but those guys fans would be happy, and we'd go into the season, would be excited for what Frank can do with them. We would start talking about, hey, what can Frank do? Harvey Elliott's shown a lot of potential. We know that Frank can get a lot out of players like that. And right now, this whole show would be based, instead of complaining about what we're doing, we'd be getting excited about what those guys can do and how we can set up and what we can do. So that's what gets even more frustrated. Is, again, it's not. I don't think it's too much to ask. It's not anything that can't actually be done reasonably. Though, and again, it doesn't have to be those two guys, but there's players out there for 40 million, 50 million that we could bring in, and then we start getting excited about.
See ya. Take care. See you soon. Bye, Layla.
Well, I'm
Bye.
sorry about that. I think Mark's.
Bye.
So we can't even do that. We can't even do the bare minimum to bring those players in to get us excited, because we were. I mean, you guys, I've watched you guys, I'm always in the chat seeing it, and the excitement after that City game, you guys were excited. You were excited to talk about it, talking about the game. Like, that excitement is there. We all want to be exciting and talking about it, right? But it can only last so long, because then we have to look at the reality of the situation. But the excitement is there. The fans want, every fan. I know people say, oh, there's only channels that just do negative because negativity sells. No. Every channel wants to be out there talking about their team, having fun talking about the players, right? Even myself, I mean, you can hear when I start talking about other players that we could bring in, right? The excitement goes up. Your voice kind of jumps up there because you're excited about it. That's what's fun about being a football fan, is talking about the possibilities that your team has, talking about these new players, talking about what combinations of players can do for you, right? That's what we want to do. That's how we want to spend our time. That's fun. That's why we follow football, because it's fun to follow it. Right?
Yeah. Well, put it this way, right?
We can't ignore the realities. We can't ignore the realities of what our club is. And
going back to what you said, Scott, about being negative and that, you look on any other channel now. Sava does this regularly on his channel, or he did do it regularly. He ain't done it for a while, but he brings up his most viewed videos, and they're all positive ones. They're all the positive ones.
Mm.
And that's
it's like
true.
anything, though. It's like anything, Sheriff, isn't it? Like, it's the ones in the middle that doesn't sell as much. Ultra negativity sells, ultra positivity sells. It is what it is. And I think Scott's bang on. There was, earlier on, a couple of months ago, when we were being linked with Savinho and Eze, that was really exciting.
Yeah.
And if you had said to me then, well, what about Lookman and Elliot? I'd have been like, oh, yeah, I'm a bit not as excited by them. But now, as we're moving on, suddenly I'm thinking about an Elliot. I'm thinking, I think he'd be really good. I think he'd be really good playing in the 8 or the 10. He can play off the right as well. Lookman, for me, is an absolute no-brainer. Get him in. And suddenly, I think of these two players in the side, they improved the 11 straight away. Like you said, they wouldn't cost. We could probably get them both for 80 million.
I was just going to say 80 million. No, 80 million and do both of them.
Yeah, no-brainers. Get them in. What are we waiting for?
Now, I know I always say this every stream. We built this stadium, and we were promised when it was being built and developed that when it's built, it will take us to the next level. We'll be competing. We'll be bringing players in. The wages will improve. We can afford to pay more in the transfer market. I'll be honest, in the 5 years now, 6 years maybe, the stadium's been open, it's gone backwards. It's gone backwards. The the wage bill has been, well, all the top earners have left. I know we've just put Cutie on 205 grand a week, but all the top earners we had, the likes of your Kanes, your Sons, your Hugo Llorises, Hoibergs, all the top earners have gone. And we just got a load of kids now that are on, well, 50 grand a week, still 50 grand a week. It's a lot of money, but it's not as far as a football club goes. Premier League wages these days, 50 grand's pence. It's like minimum wage almost to footballers. But that's what we seem to be doing. You know,
look at Savinho. Listen, they was only going for Savinho. Number one, he is a good player. There's no doubt, two ways about it. It's one of the, even though he's young, I'm not a stats man, like I've said to you, but when you look at his map, yeah, he can do everything, given the opportunity. Don't look at his Man City form too much. Look at his Girona form. And I say don't look at his Man City form too much because he played on the right a lot. Okay, so he was cutting in on his left foot all the time. But two-footed player can go down the outside on the right and cross a ball on his right. Do you know how much he earns at Man City? Savinho?
Don't know, I've not looked.
I think he's at 40K, isn't he?
40 grand a week. That's what he's on at Man City. No wonder Levy's in for him.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get a cut price deal, probably saying to him, look, I'll treble your wages to 120 a week.
He wouldn't do that, mate. He'd offer him 41. Let's get it right. or 40,000 and 50 peels.
40K though, 40K a week the kid's on. Do you know what I mean? And you know, we're talking about him coming to Spurs and lighting up the lane. Do you know what I mean? It for me, he's that good, and it was a no-brainer to go and get him. But as we said earlier on, it looks like that's dead in the water as well. From what I've heard tonight, looks like we're off chasing players again that have said no to us, but we're going to try and convince them. But that's a good thing in a way. Like Nige said, you know, earlier on, you get out there, you sell the project to them. You're in the Champions League. You tell Xavi Simons, you're going to be our attacking midfielder, mate. You are going to be the man.
Yeah, this is a good point here. This comment here, mate.
There you go.
I'm not sure if City were up for a loan, though.
No, I think they wanted.
City don't want to get rid of him at all, do they?
No, but I think they wanted one out so they could try and persuade Rodrigo in from Madrid.
The Savinho deal, though, it should have been started in June, right? Like that's a kind of deal where you get it started right in June before it's done. You start talking, you figure it out. That way, again, City has a chance where they can go and if they want to get Rodrigo, because whoever they're getting to replace them is going to be a tough deal to get done, right? Because they're going to go out because there's only so many players in the world that can play for City. Let's be clear, right? There's only so many players that they're even going to entertain the idea of getting him in. That's a deal. You want Savinho. It's going to be 70 million, right? We know that it's going to be that high. You get working on that deal right away. And you work on it for two reasons. One, because if they say, because you're not sure that he's going to leave, right? And if City says, like they have, it sounds like, no, he's not leaving, then you find that out in middle of July, right? After you've been working on it. Yeah. You don't find out about it 5 days before the window's done. And that's what's frustrating about it. Like other clubs go out and get those big deals done. Liverpool had VVD, Van Dijk, when they went after him, right? They had him. They had an agreement for him to come in before, and then they paid extra early to get him in January. But the deal was done. They knew they were getting him before. Wirtz, how long did they know that right? That deal was done early. Yeah. Zubimendi for Arsenal, that deal was done early. City had somebody, I can't remember who it was now. They had, you know what I mean? Like they go in, they get these guys, and they're coming in. João Pedro for Chelsea. Get those big deals. Get them done early. Because when we hear about, Savinho and last year, right? Wasn't there that we put in an 80 million pound bid for Guehi or something on the last week?
Yeah.
Those deals aren't getting done. Liverpool's going after Guehi. They've been talking about it since July of this year, right? They've been talking about it. So now you see in the background every once in a while. I just checked. Crystal Palace has been talking to Sporting about Diomande, a center back, right? So because they know that that's a possibility. So if Liverpool does get Guehi now, Crystal Palace has already lined up the guy. And then they go and say, hey, Sporting, we'll take Diomande. Done, right? You have that lined up. because they've been working on it since July, not just coming in August and saying, "Hey, let's hope we can do it." And it's again,
this is the thing that annoys me. Is just because the transfer window is open in the 2-3 months that it has been now, there's nothing saying you can't speak to people outside of the transfer window. You know, it's only the transfers that can be done. You can talk to anybody whenever you like. You know, put the feelers out. Of course you can.
It's called doing frameworks of deals, Mark.
Of course it is. And it's like I said,
Yeah.
why, when they obviously knew Son was going to leave, why wasn't Summit sorted? Because they would have known he was leaving probably after the Europa Cup final. When he lifted that trophy, in the next few days after that, he would have said, right, I'm done here now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's just so little planning that we ever see from our club.
Yeah.
Where that planning comes through.
Mm.
Or it would be nice, you know, Morgan's Gibb White didn't go through. That's okay, because 2 weeks down the road, we had already moved on to our second option. We had already planned in case that didn't work out. And then 2 weeks down the road, oh, here's who we bought ready to go, right?
Yeah.
But how often does that happen? I'm sure there's a time where somebody will point to it, but like just rarely happens that something doesn't work out. Savinho doesn't work out. Okay, who is it? But you hear that all the time from other, like Chelsea's the masters of it, and not to always compare us to them, right? But you hear, oh, they're in for him. Oh, that didn't work out. Oh, well, then they brought this guy in, and we just seem to never do that either. That's another thing we never.
We've only got to look at us.
So it's like we have one guy.
Yeah, this transfer window, we wasted a month chasing around after Morgan Gibbs White. Yeah. Another few weeks chasing around after Eze.
Yeah.
And we got sucker punched on both of them.
Chasing Savinho for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah. Chasing him as well. And it seems that there's no backup plans ever.
No. The more I look at it, the more I think, and it could be an opinion that's not shared by many. Again, like I said earlier on, smoke and mirrors, all these big deals. He's got a transfer record for Solanke or Richard, whoever it is, 60-odd million quid with Ndombele, 63 million. He's had his fingers burnt. He ain't prepared to go and do it again. I don't think he is. This is when we need him to do it. Yeah. But to me, he's showing all the signs of not doing it.
That makes sense, though, does it?
No.
That makes sense, because we have spent a lot of money on crap or average. You know, what, 50-odd million on Solanke, same on Richarlison. You know, all he has to do is put that extra 10 million into some of these players, and we would get them. I don't understand it. Like I say, I think we signed a couple of players before Monday, but I am just starting to get worried about the quality.
Yeah. It'll be panics. It'll be panic stations at the end, like it normally is. It's what happens every year. Every year. We'll just be... We've turned up to the carcass when the main things have been there and fed. And it's just the bones left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's... oh, God, it's a bit soul-destroying. We should all be so used to it by now. We should be all... And yet every window comes round. Do you know what I mean? And we're like, go on, get a couple, and it just don't happen. And we know, I think we 95% know it's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? But there's that little 5% that thinks something might happen, and it's just soul destroying. Absolutely, for me, it is anyway.
You just think surely they have to, right, Mark? Surely they can't keep operating like this.
No, I agree.
It's, again, because it's not like... You know, it's not like we're saying go out and buy us all a new BMW car. It's like we have a hole in our boat. Can we just fill that hole? Let's just fill the hole. Like you don't need to go out and buy a $150 million yacht for us, but can we fill the hole so that we don't sink and drown? And we can't even do that. That's like, nope. Yeah. Too much. We already have those. We can only fill one hole. The other 4 holes have to keep filling their boat up with water. So
yeah.
Instead of filling the holes in, we'll get you another bucket so you can keep bucking it out quicker.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, chaps, we've been going for nearly 2 hours. we're going to round the show off because I know Nige is up early with a breakfast show in the morning. We're following him on the breakfast brunch. So everyone that's here, please make sure you get over to Nige in the morning. Nige, what time are you starting tomorrow?
I will be starting at 8:20.
Absolutely fantastic. We will be following Nige at 9:30. I'd like to say thank you to everyone that's been in the chat tonight. It's been a great chat. I think we've had, between 70 and 90 of you in here for most of the hour and 50 minutes that we've been going.
Yeah, we
and that's
appreciate
Mark,
everybody.
Over to you, Mark.
Right, we will say thank you to Andy Lester.
Big up, Andy. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Chat. And we'll say thank you to George for the super chat.
Big up, George. Thanks
Big
ever
up,
so much.
where are you?
Yeah, both of you, YouTube members as well.
Yeah.
Big up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, both YouTube members.
Yeah, Mark, have you got anything, Nige, Scott, anything that you would like to add that you maybe haven't already said about anyone or anything to do with Spurs?
Not tonight.
Well, just thanks for having me on, guys. It's always great chatting with you, whether in the chat or on here on the show. So thank you for having me, and always love it.
Big up to Scott.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming on, Scott. We really
Always
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Always welcome on here,
always
Scott.
welcome on here, Scott. I love your views, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I love the way you're so frank and you'll say it as you see it, and I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, but
Big
to be
up
honest,
Nige.
Scott just wants what we all want, the betterment of our team.
Yeah, absolutely he does. Yeah, and I think we all want that. We show it in different ways, but we all want that at the end of the day. Big up to Scott for coming on. Big up to Nige, as always, the third man on the lads down the lane. Big up from us. Please like, subscribe to all the channels. Again, thanks, Scott, for coming on. And as usual, we will part with the come on, you Spurs.
You Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.